Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy and we're going to get straight into our explosive penny stock watch list. So the first stock we're looking at here is IGEN on the daily time frame. IGEN has had a lot of trouble right now getting over this level of resistance at around 006. This has been a little pesky level of support for us, which has now turned into resistance. And so what we need to see with IGEN price action is it get back above this line right here. This is where we want the price to be. If the price continues on this trajectory, we could be even looking at a larger triangle right now in play that could see the price get as low as 0025. I'm not saying that is going to happen, but if we are below this point, we have to take into consideration other patterns. And this one right here, this triangle, does seem like a viable option. And so again, it's not something that I want to happen, but it is something that you need to understand if you are in this play. And so we'll see if we can get a price action above this point. I don't think we get this lower. Accumulation has been rising since October of 2020. And so we are literally flat on the year. If anything, we are actually year to date down on IGEN. And so we should be seeing a reversal soon, but we really just need the price action between these two lines for us to get any sort of heat going. Next stock of the day, we're looking at Humble on the daily time frame. So Humble down almost 5% today. The thing with Humble now is we are watching these four lines right here. These are three different zones where the price action can go. This right here is the least likely play, Humble getting down to these levels at around 35 cents. This is a very unlikely marker, I do want to mention, but there's always a possibility that the price can get to this point. And if it does, this is where you want to obviously load the boat. Our second level is these two lines right here. So this is our second zone. We are in this zone right now. So we are treating this as a level of support. And this is equivalent to around 50 cents. And we're looking at resistance here at around 69, 68 cents. And so as long as we are in this little range, we could see support this low. What we want to see obviously is get back into this top range, bounce, breakout, and then we will be starting an uptrend. But until then, this is what we're watching right now. We are in our second zone, and so we are watching to see if we either break to resistance or if we start to fall down, we should expect to see a test on support, which is around 50 cents. So Humble price action still in the gutter right now. Next stock of the day, we're looking at FTEG. So FTEG is one of my spec plays that I have got crushed today, down 33.3%. Where we are right now is we are following this slight uptrend line right now. So these two patterns, as of right now, I am going to get rid of. But this is kind of what we're looking at right now. We want FTEG to hold this level. This trend line does represent a less incline, and so this does mean that the price action could consolidate and slowly grow over time. However, if I'm looking at our accumulation, it's just so high that it doesn't really make sense. I do think this is going to have some sort of massive run at a point, which is why I am in this play. But if I'm looking at day-to-day price action, we are still holding a key level of support. However, we did break down from this zone that I did want the price action to maintain. Next stock of the day, we're looking at WDLF. So WDLF down 12.5% today. This is one of those stocks that gives you that slight hope, but then the hammer is dropped. The anchor is latched on and the price action just continues to sink. However, we are in this range where I do see this as a golden opportunity. So this is those times where you've been following a stock for so long, you probably bought a lot higher. But if you are lucky enough to start buying in these levels, this is a golden opportunity. And so when we're looking at this play, we have support here at around 002825. And so we could see the price action get as low as that. If we break down from this point, this price action is in no man's land. And again, it will take a long time for it to recover. So we don't want this to break this bottom level of support. This is already low enough. And so if you get the opportunity to buy it at these levels, you should be pouncing. If you just look at this level at the price action, and anytime you bought at this point, you would have been profitable. So we are buying at bottom levels. It does seem like an intriguing play to me, considering all the great stuff coming out of Social Life Network incubation. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ALYI. So ALYI is at a point now where we want to start to see a W. One quick piece of advice that I want to give to all traders who want a quick little tip or any sort of advice. The way that I find plays that are going to immediately run, I look for this W, but this is not just any old W. in this W, the first U is always going to be the bottom. It's going to be the lowest point. Then you have the second U that's not going to go as low as the bottom. But if you start to see this formation, you need to buy this play because this always ends up roaring up like this. And then if we were to flip this around and you see a low U first, and then you see a longer one, you know this is still in a downtrend. This is not a time to be buying the play. You always want the lowest part of the W to be the first part. The second one should be more shallow, and then it should run every time after that point. So when we're looking at this one, we want ALYI to start to curl up. If it starts to get this curl up above here, you could see we are getting the U. We get the deeper U, then we'll get the more shallow U, and the price should start to run. And so that is what I'm looking at for ALYI. And so just another real life example of what this W looks like. This is a chart of VeChain. This is a crypto. And so you can see right here, you have the bottom, and now we are setting a higher low. With this one, you can see it's creating a W like this. And so we are getting to a buy level with VeChain, and we should expect this one to start to run. And so that is kind of what I'm looking at. Just off quick glances at charts, those are the ones that are the most prime time plays. Next stock of the day, we're looking at RDGL. So RDGL was down today, but today was a buying day. We actually closed on support, but we tested lows that went even lower than support. So the fact that we closed on this is a great sign. And so since we are back on support, this was a buy day for RDGL in anticipation of FDA approval. You could see this one just consolidate for a long time. This will only run on approval, nothing else. No other good news is good news. We want the approval because that will run. Anything else is just going to be fluff and accumulation until judgment day. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ACDC. So ACDC got closed off, and this was a tough day. You can see yesterday we tested resistance and we came right back down. So this one is still not done dropping in my opinion. I do think this one will flutter even lower. And so with ACDC, be sitting on this. I do have an average up here, but now I am waiting for this level to do my average down. And if I get blessed with prices here, that is when I will be doubling and tripling up my position. Next stock of the day, we're looking at TANH. So TANH is just a simple play off of bottoms. So this was mentioned in my Patreon as a play to look at. It was a clear, beautiful descending triangle right here. And we were just waiting for this one to break out. And here we got our breakout right here. And so this confirmed for us that it was ready to make some new moves up. It will eventually get back down to test this line. However, that was a quick trade play mentioned in my Patreon. So I did want to mention TANH up today, 7.25%. And so if you guys want real-time plays, go over to my Patreon. The link will be there. Overall today, TANH did perform very well. Not so much a long-term play, more so just a pattern that is concluding. So we should be seeing some sort of movement either up or down. If we get the confirmation that it's going up, we hop in. If we don't, then we don't. And so we got the confirmation, and so we went in. And so that's TANH right there. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SNDL. So SNDL right now is under all of its levels of support. So this is no man's land. It does not look good right now for SNDL. This one is a wait and watch. There's no reason to get in this one. You could see our MACD could be curling. Overall, we want the price to be between these two lines. Once we get that, then we can start getting in on this one. Otherwise, right now, we are in no man's land with SNDL. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SEGI. So SEGI right now is on a point where we're going to have to add in our 50-day SMA just to see where we are. Right now, we're holding our 20. So this one is just cooling down. SEGI is still going to have a nice run. We're just in a little cool down phase right now. We're looking at the price just come settle down a little bit, come back to all of its SMAs before we start to just keep roaring up. You can see the trajectory of our 50 looks very nice. Looks like it's going to continue to roar up. SEGI looks extremely juicy right now. Once we get a more of a back test on our 50, this will be a nice play that will continue to run. There you guys have it. This was our quick little update on our explosive penny stock watch list. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.